food. This is interesting. This one is one thing that is so important to me. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Fadi Jimmy. Today I would like to share with you my experiences in Ghana so far. I moved to Ghana about a year ago, and before I moved to Ghana, I had my own perspective of what Ghana is like. But then, being here, I have a different experience entirely, and I would just like to share with you guys. Infrastructure. I remember my first time being here. That was in 2021. Um, at first, I used to think, oh, Ghana is compared to Nigeria, right? Because I'm a Nigerian here. Yes, I used to think that Ghana is in terms of infrastructure. I used to think that like Ghana is behind, like far behind Nigeria. You know how big Nigeria is and all that. And considering the population of Ghana, I was always thinking, oh, the infrastructure will not be that great and all that. But then coming here, I go to Accra. I got to see like so many. The road is so good, and then the buildings and some of the big infrastructures, right? uh, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice, because I really wasn't expecting all that, right? And then another one I would like to talk about is the people, the Ghanaians. Okay, so I've always heard this thing about Ghanaians actually. That's people's perspective actually, but the moment you move here, the moment you get here, you realize that it's actually different. Like it's a different ball game. So about the people, I'll say that people are nicer compared to my country. I mean, that's not a shade to my country in any way. But then I think the people are nice. I love how they do their stuff. There's no gra. Like there's no, that, gra kind of life that we live in our country there. Um, I mean, it can be a good thing, but sometimes it can be a bad thing depending on who you are. Um, but to me, I see it as a good thing, right? You go about your day, you know, certainly no too much stress and all that, right? That's about that. Anyways, and then there's one thing they do that I really admire is how they greet people, right? In Nigeria, you see somebody, you might even decide not to greet anybody. And if you decide to greet anybody, it might be just hi, oh, hello. But then here in Ghana, I realized that if you want to greet people, you greet them in such a way that people might think you know this person before, like you know this person before, and you guys have known each other for a long time. And then one other thing that they do is how they put please in everything, like please good morning, please good afternoon, please good evening, please I want to buy this, please I want to do this and all that. Everything is please. I just find it so, it's, to me, I'm like, it's strange, but then it works. It's really nice. That's one other thing that I really like. In their language, yes, that's another thing. In Ghana, I mean, language, the first language, I think the language that almost everybody speaks is Chi, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but pardon me for that. Anyways, the language is Chi, right? And almost everywhere you go, you hear people speaking this language, left and right, center. You go to this place, you want to buy something, you go to the bank, you go to they're speaking to you as if they don't even want to know where you're from. Like, you're black, you're African, they can see that you're African. Nobody cares where you're from. The moment they see you, they think you're from Ghana, so everybody's speaking to you until you go, oh, please, I don't understand you. They'll be like, oh, okay. And then they can switch, because almost everybody here speak English, right? Yes, that's another thing that I like about them. Unlike my country, where we have different languages, and then, the only common language that we speak is English or Pidgin. The food. This is interesting. This one is one thing that is so important to me, because I mean, as a Nigerian, everybody knows that we Nigerians, we care about our food so much. Like anywhere you go in the country, even if you travel far away, like as far as Australia, you know how far Australia is, how far China is, we end up looking for our own food to eat. So getting here, coming to Ghana, I realized that yes, we all have, like, we have common food, right? We have common foods like tuwo. They call it tizit right here. We have tuwo in Nigeria as well, and we eat it. They eat it with the same soup that we eat our own tuwos, but just that there's some other food that sound the same. The ingredient might be the same, but then when you taste it, you realize that these are actually different. And coming here, I sometimes I find it difficult eating the food because maybe because of some other ingredients in that food, and some of the food is Banku. Let's take Banku for example. Banku tastes like, I don't know what to compare Banku with, but then I think it's okay. I can eat it with okra and all that, but then when it comes to what they eat it with, like traditionally here in Ghana, they eat it with pepper, like fresh pepper. That's one. Me, I tried all my best, but I just couldn't eat it. Maybe because it's fresh. You know, Nigeria, we like pepper so much in my country, but just that when it comes to eating it raw, I don't think that's something that's me. I don't do. And then when it comes to the popular one, which is jollof rice. I have been waiting to talk about this one for a long time. I knew this day would come, so let's do this. Jollof rice, huh? Okay. I remember the first time I got here, the first food I tasted and my husband bought for me was jollof rice and fried rice. Yes. And I remember tasting the jollof rice and I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe because I'm tasting it for the first time or because of where we got the jollof rice from, actually. So the thing is, I tasted the jollof and it really wasn't giving. I'm like, okay, so what's there? What's all the fuss about Ghana jollof? You know, in my head, I'm still thinking, oh, Nigeria jollof is the best. And then when I moved here permanently, we don't stay in Accra. We currently stay in another city, right? And we've been buying jollof all over, like we've been buying jollof in different places. And still, I'm like, I'm still waiting for that Ghana jollof thing that these people are always talking about. Like, what is so special about Ghana jollof? So I tasted all the jollof, buy jollof today from one place, and then tomorrow we'll go to another place to try another jollof. We kept trying and trying. And then one day, my husband got this jollof. He went out to go to jollof and he brought it to the house. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this here we go again, another jollof, right? And I tasted it. I put the jollof in my mouth. I'm like, eh! I'm like, yes, this is what jollof should taste like. Now, this is the thing. Compared to Nigerian jollof, in my opinion, this particular one I'm talking about, in my opinion, compared to Nigerian jollof, I think this particular jollof is nice, right? It is, the taste is there. It's dry. It's not as mushy, like, together as Nigeria jollof. I'm not saying Nigeria jollof is mushy anyway. I'm just saying that we Nigerians, when we prepare our jollof, we like to be soft. But then Ghanaians, they prepare their jollof in such a way that it's so dry. But it can be nice too, right? But this particular one was so nice. It was dry. It was giving party jollof, what we call party jollof in Nigeria. It was giving party jollof kind of taste. And I loved it. I'm like, if I'm to compare this jollof with some of the jollof that I've tasted in Nigeria, I would say that it's a nice jollof. But then that's not to say that I'm saying that Ghana jollof is the best. Don't quote me wrong. What I'm saying is that whether Ghana jollof, whether Nigeria jollof, I think it all depends on where you get the jollof from, not the country. Since I moved here, Ghana, my favorite food so far in Ghana is to tizet. I've eaten this food so much, I can't even count how many times I've eaten it anymore. Because the one reason I love tizet so much is because of the soup, actually. Because we eat it with ayoyo, right? Ayoyo and stew. And ayoyo is ewedu in Yoruba, in Nigeria. So because of the soup, because we eat the soup with amala, and I'm so used to it, you can eat it with anything. That's why I got so used to it, because at first when I got here, I couldn't eat some of the food. So all I was eating was two like tizet, and I just got used to it, and till now, today, as I'm talking to you, I'll say that my favorite food in Ghana so far is Tizet. Yes. Another thing I would like to talk about is the services. Um, I'll say Ghanaians are so Ghanaians are so respectful. I'll say when it comes to services, they are more, like I said before, they're more subtle. Right? They are calm, you know, they're respectful. Take for instance, if you're going to take like a public transportation, unlike that of Nigeria where so many of these what are they called now, the conductors, so sorry, the conductors, you know how they scream at people, shout at people in Nigeria, and you just feel like, hey, in the even the bus they're trying to intercept might be like one bus that has been produced in like 18 something, no, but the conductor is there making you feel like you understand. But then here I see it's a different thing. Like it's so different that these people are so respectful that they would, in fact, they are so quiet and calm, and they will even talk to you. You feel like, oh, okay, is this person really a conductor? You get. So it's just a nice experience. Okay, the mode of payment in Ghana. Hmm. Mode of payment. I think one thing that is different here, I would say, is the Momo thing, the mobile money. For those of you who don't know, I think they've introduced it in Nigeria as well. They're using it, but it's not so popular. That's one thing that I feel like it's different here when it comes to payments here, right? In Nigeria, we're so used to the POS thing. You have to go and withdraw money, and then even if you don't if you're not withdrawing the money, you can actually use your ATM card. Everything is all about ATM card. Use your ATM card to pay, use POS and all that. But then here, it's mobile money. Like you can buy anything with your, you know, it's your Momo. You buy, you transfer, you withdraw money, you do anything you want to do. I'm like, okay, so why can't we do this in Nigeria? But I think it has been introduced now, and I guess that's moving forward. It will be so easy to use to in Nigeria. So hopefully. And one other thing that I find so interesting is the tradition here. One thing that I've noticed so far, first and first, is their burial. Ghanaians don't joke with their burial at all. You know, we care so much about the weddings and all these birthdays and all that, but then in Ghana, first and first, their burial. And then when it comes to the burial, someone died and they're planning to do the burial, everybody have to wear black. I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, why? Like, why do we have to wear black to a funeral? Like they burying somebody that died. And this person is not even like a young person, or like even elderly people. The people, everybody will wear black or red, and the whole party will be looking so blackish and reddish, if that's even a word. Anyways, so I find it very strange, but then I'm like, well, that's cultural difference anyway. That's a tradition, right? I believe we have our own traditions in Nigeria, different cultures and all that, but it's different, but it's unique. Yeah, that's one thing I'll say. Aside the burial, another thing is the naming ceremony. Hmm. As you all know, and if you don't know, you're knowing now, I'm a Yoruba girl. And from where I'm from, if you give birth, like the naming ceremony will be done on the eighth day, right? You call your pastor, your church members, they come into whatever the venue is, they name the baby, people will come, eat, will dance, will rejoice, and you get, and then depending on you now decide when you want to do the dedication. But coming here, I realized that it's different. You can choose to name your child anytime you want to. If you like, you can name your child the eighth day, and if you like, you can wait till 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. That's on you, right? It's so different, but I think it makes sense because I don't know why I have to give birth, go through the whole process of giving birth, the stress and everything, and I have to name my child each day. What if I'm not ready to do that? You get. So that's one thing. I just like that one. That particular one, I like it so much. And that's the same thing that we did for our child anyway. That one later we'll talk about it. Before I forget though, there's one thing I really want to add in this video. This part, if I don't add it, I'm not sure this video will be complete. And that is the Ghanaians' love for pets, especially cats. you know how in our own country, Nigeria, um, when you think of cats, you think of our village people. When you see cats around your house, maybe you're not the owner of the cat safe, but the moment you see the cat, you think, my village people, they send this cat to me or something like that. And people don't really have cats as pets. I mean, I've seen different pets like dogs and some other ones, but then cats in Nigeria, we relate it to, like, spiritual stuff, because cats are spiritual animals anyway. But Ghanaians are different. You see cats in almost every household. And moving here, I found it. In fact, my husband used to have a cat. And I found it very, very difficult adapting. I'm like, why is this cat here? Like, every small thing, this cat will be staring at me, and I'll be like, why are you staring at me like that? Because I'm not used to it. I don't live with cats. I'm not a cat person. But anyways, I guess I'm trying to adapt, and I'm getting used to it small now, not as it used to be. But that doesn't mean that I'm a cat person anyways, but I'm getting used to it. Last but not the least, electricity. I believe this should have been something I put first, but then I'm putting it last, because I mean, it's like a big thing, right? Let me just put it that way. In Nigeria, we're so used to paying for electricity, but we don't even get to use the electricity. Like, we pay, but I mean, there's no lights anyway. Even if there's light, they take it anytime they want to. But here is different. The moment you buy your electricity, you can use it for as long as you want. As far as you're charging, as far as you're buying it, it is yours to use. You can use it anyhow you want to. So 24/7 light, I'm all for all that life. So that's another thing that I found so interesting, and that's one thing that I really love about Ghana so far. These are my experiences so far. Maybe there's some other things that I couldn't talk about, maybe that I omitted or I forgot to talk about. If you're Ghanaian, or if you live in Ghana and you're not Ghanaian, you have any other thing that you want to chip in, you can comment in the comment section. Let me know. Or if there's anything you want to put, bring my attention to, you can let me know as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share to your friends. Thank you. Bye.